hop up.
Fire! Loading!
Flash!
Table 1, you're clear to engage all threats.
Changing mag!
Grenade out! Throwing a stun grenade! Enemy incoming!
Take the lead.
Using drill charge!
Enemy is close! Grenade out!
Enemy suppression mine destroyed.
Damn it.
mine deployed.
That guy.
Ven, pellejo!
Wrong side!
Oh, what the hell? I shot that guy right in the face.
Contact!
Hostile cluster mine deployed. Hostile care package in the area. Enemy UAV. We've got them on the run. Keep it up.
Ah, damn it. Ah, damn it. Ah. Damn it.
Hostile cluster mine active.
Check your fire! Taking fire!
Mission complete. Solid work.
What you doing, my little girly? Huh? Huh? What you doing? You like that, eh? Yeah? Yeah? You like that? You're so funny. What are you doing? You pretending like you're gonna bite me? Why's your mouth open? Huh? Are you just like breathing heavy or panting or something? I guess so. What are you doing, you weirdo? You keep like moving like you want me to like start rubbing your nipples. Is that what you want? You want me to rub your nipples? Oh my god. That was fucking hilarious. I wish that was on camera. You with your tongue like hanging out so far out of your mouth that you had to like sit upright just to get your tongue back into your mouth. Oh, and then you had a big yawn too, like you just did. Oh, so cute. You're such a cutie girl. Oh, not when you do that. Ugh. You knocked the fucking mouse over. What are you doing, little cutie? Huh? You're a little cutie too. Yeah, what you doing? Besides eating shit. You coming up? Are you coming up? There you go, my gigantic girl. Well, they both weigh the same weight. But well, yeah, there's only two other examples. They're like the lightest dogs I've ever had. My other two dogs weighed like, what was it, 25 and 35 pounds more? Yeah, I think Taro was 75 pounds. Stevie, I want to say she was 65. No, I think she was like, I think she was 73 actually. Because a normal pit bull's like 35 to 65, I believe. If you look it up on Google, American Pit Bull Terrier, it'll tell you. Because I was like, no shit. Like, what's up with these 200-pound pit bulls then? So these two are like right in with that. Devi was just over. I remember that. So if it goes to 65, yeah, I think she was like 73 pounds. Stuff. I don't think it goes to 70 pounds. Even if it goes to 70, I think she was still like 73 pounds or something. She might have been 65. I don't think so, though. I mean, she was at the end. Ugh. That shit fucking sucked. I mean, I guess it could have been worse, and it could have lasted like 2 years, whereas it only lasted a week and a half or 2 weeks. Like she was just a-okay, and then all of a sudden, like she couldn't get up on. Like she would sleep in my bed every single night. I would never like shut my door. I wouldn't like. She had no restrictions in the house whatsoever, and she could just do whatever the hell she wanted to do. And because she was like the best. Quit licking my feet, you fucking weirdo. Unlike this one, Stevie was like the best dog ever. Like she listened to anything that you said. You could just open the front door and just walk outside with her, and she would just be like, she might run, but she would like come right back, and like she wouldn't like take off after an animal through the woods because we got lots of animals around here because I live in the fucking woods. Like she was just the best fucking dog, and like she would never chew anything. Like I cured her, like she was chewing on things when I first got her. I got her at 6 weeks, and which I got these two at 6 weeks as well. Actually, I think I got Kara at 6 weeks. It might have been like 8 weeks though with Kara. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. That was like 21, 22 years ago, something like that. Yeah, no, I think I got her in January of 2001. Or no, couldn't have been January, was it? I don't know why my mind went to January. We were buying a condo. I was living in my aunt's condo, and we were buying a condo. And I was like, oh, like, all right. So we bought the condo. So I was like, fuck it, man. I'll like go and I want to get a dog. Like I just always want to have a dog around. And so I found a dog. It was Kara, my white dog. My not this white dog. It was a different white dog. And she actually is probably the worst dog that I had. Um, but I was all excited. I'm like, fuck yeah, let me go get this dog. Well, specifically in my lease where I lived with my aunt and uncle. Well, they didn't live there. It was their vacation house, their vacation condo. And we were buying a condo like across the way. Um, which I fucking hated that place. Um, their place was actually cooler than the place we bought. I didn't mind theirs so much. And they had like my aunt is like huge on having a hot tub. So even if it was a condo, you got like this little tiny stupid gated in courtyard kind of fucking thing. So of course my aunt has to take up like 3/4 of all of it with a hot tub. But the cool thing was I lived across the way, so they weren't there. So like I would maintain their hot tub for them. You know, by maintain I mean like put chlorine in the chlorinator and throw it back in there, kind of thing. Um, but that also meant I could use it, and it was across the way. So like it's late at night. I've been drinking for a while, and I'm like, fuck it, let's get in the hot tub. Like I could just walk over there, and I didn't have to drive or anything like that. I did have to put on shoes because walking across there was sand spurs all over the place, and you would get those bitches all through your feet. That shit fucking sucks. Sand spurs are the worst because they're like little. I don't know if you know what they are, but they're like about that big around, like round, with little spikes sticking out all over them. And so they go into your feet. And it's usually your feet. I mean, you'll get them on your legs too, but it's almost always your fucking feet, like the bottom of your feet. And when you pull them out, they have barbs on the little spiky things. So when you pull them out, you break off that little spiky thing, and it stays in your fucking foot. Ugh, they're fucking horrible. I hate sand spurs. When I first moved in here, we had sand spurs in the yard, and you couldn't walk through the yard with like just barefoot. Like you had to have a pair of shoes on. Not only that, but when you got to the front door, you had to like stop and like just pick them all off of your fucking shoe and get rid of them. But then I went through. Well, there was a bunch of different things that happened. One of them was I was just trying to take a drink and go back to this game. Um, one of the major things. Well, we wanted to grow grass. The yard was sand because we live on a sandbar. So the entire yard was like sand with sporadic grass growing. And then there was like trees that were trying to grow that you had to run over with a lawnmower so they didn't like keep on growing. And there was like weeds, like all kind of like just garbage. It was just a shitty fucking yard. But there was a bunch of different things that happened. One, my cousin, who's a contractor, was building a subdivision up north, and they had to get rid of, quote, dirt. It was like, it wasn't as bad as mud, but it wasn't soil. I guess it was dirt, but it wasn't soil. And we had, I think, 2 dump trucks dumped in the front yard because we wanted to like put the dirt out over top of the sand. That way we could plant grass and have the grass grow. So for like a couple years, actually, it was probably more like 5 years or something like that. We had like these 2 giant dirt piles in the front yard. Like to the point where my brother-in-law started dating my sister. Then he moved in with us before they got a house and then got married. But while he was here, he was a contractor as well, or I guess he was a subcontractor. But he started making like really good money, and he was living with me, so like rent fucking super cheap compared to if you were living anywhere else because, well, like we own the property, and then B, like he's dating my sister, and it's like there was 4 of us already going in on the mortgage, and then he was the 5th one. So like the mortgage just like dropped like way down. Like it was really fucking cheap at that time. And so he went out and bought a fuck, what the hell was it? think it was a Kawasaki. I don't know. It was one of the two-wheel drive quads that's like really fast. I don't think it was the fastest one. I think it was the next one back. But the thing was goddamn fast, man. Like I would haul ass. I remember they went on vacation to, it was either Rio de Janeiro? They went there. That's all the way on the west side, right? And they went to, or no, Cabo San Lucas. They went to Cabo San Lucas, and then they went to, this was the time I was thinking of. They went somewhere in the Bahamas. Maybe it was just the Bahamas. It wasn't Jamaica. It wasn't like Grand Cayman. Um, Obviously, it wasn't Cuba. It might have just been the Bahamas. I can't remember, but they flew and I had to pick them up. But the point of that whole long wordage was, so I had these big dirt piles in the front yard. We would take that quad and I built like a ramp, like a jump out of the dirt, and I could get that quad airborne. Like the top of the ramp was like 4 feet, maybe 4.5 feet tall. I could get that quad. I would go so fucking fast that I could actually jump the entire driveway. Like I would not touch the driveway whatsoever. I would land like completely on the other side of the driveway. Or I would come the other way and I had another one. It was like a steeper one where I would just like go up in the air and I would like hit like 10, well, the back wheels, because I would keep the front wheels up in the air. Like the back wheels probably got 10 or 12 feet in the air, kind of thing. Oh man. But when they went on vacation to, it might have been when they went to Cabo. Um, Maybe they went to Mexico. I went to Mexico. I don't know. Whatever. When they were on vacation, I remember. I don't remember if I made videos about this one. I made videos about doing it with my other quad, with my quad. But when they went on vacation, I remember because he was like, "Yeah, yeah, you want to ride the quad? Go for it." Dude, I rode I remember one night I was drinking quite a few beers. And then I got the idea of, let's go outside and get on the quad and like just drive around. Well, I didn't drive around. I hauled ass. I was like, it had like, I think 6 gears. And like, I was in 6th gear, going up hills, like the back hill and shit, going over trees. I just, like, I don't know. It was like I was legit trying to kill myself. And I was just going as fast as I fucking can. Oh yeah, that one, because it was a racing quad, it had a clutch. Because mine doesn't have a clutch. Well, it has a clutch, but it's what do they call it? An automatic clutch. Like there's no clutch lever that you have to pull. You literally put it in gear and it's in gear, you hit the gas and it goes. So it's like an automatic, but you have to shift gears. But his you had actually had to like pull a clutch lever, shift gears, and it was like one down to 5 up, just like a motorcycle kind of thing. That thing was so much fun. I was so mad when he sold that thing because he never told me he was gonna sell it. I just like went to their house and was like, "Dude, what's up with the quad? Like, how come that's not here?" Like, I'm figuring like, "Oh, it's at the shop, like getting a new clutch or getting an oil change or what." Well, it shouldn't have been getting an oil change because I taught him all that shit. I just taught him how to change brakes and shit too. Like that shit was fucking hilarious because he was like, yeah, it's gonna cost like $200 to get my brakes changed, and I have to get that done. And I'm like, $200? Fuck that shit, dude. Like he had the same. Well, no, I had an '01. He had a 2000, but we both had a Dodge Ram 1500. And I was like, fuck that shit, man. Like, buy brakes, and they're like $20. And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing my own brakes. And I'm like, why? And he was like, I don't trust, like, you gotta rely on that shit. Like, it's gotta work. Like, I don't trust myself to do that kind of shit. I'm like, dude, I will do your fucking brakes. Nothing will fucking happen. I'll teach you how to do it, and you're gonna be amazed. And I'll save you $180. Well, whatever the cost of the brakes were, because I think he said it was like $200 to get them done. I was like, go to the fucking store, tell them your make and model, all that shit. They'll give you the fucking brake pads. Come back here. We'll jack up your fucking truck and we'll change your fucking brakes. Like, it's super, super fucking easy. Like, the hardest part is taking the wheel off. And he was like so doubtful. He came back, parked the truck right here in front of the fucking truck, or in front of the house. We jacked the fucking thing up. I think I even pulled out the air compressor and shit. We pulled out the it's not an air gun. The hell is it? The whatever. The air gun. And took the front tire off. I was like, all right, now that the front tire off, five lug nuts. I mean, get the fucking wheel off of there. Literally, there's two bolts. Like, you just take down the two bolts. And what just amazes the shit out of me is how small, as in diameter, those bolts are that hold the brake calipers on. And the brake caliper, if you don't know, that's where hydraulic fluid compresses a piston. The piston compresses against the rotor, and that's how you stop. But the two bolts that hold that bitch on are like tiny little fucking things. And I think when I showed him how tiny those bolts were, I think that gained a lot of confidence in him. Because all of a sudden he was just like, I think I can do this. And I showed him the whole screwdriver trick, where before you can go ahead and take the two bolts out, but you take a screwdriver in between the rotor and the caliper, and you're compressing the caliper back into, I guess, the caliper housing, which you have to do anyway, because if your brakes need done, usually your caliper, the fuck, what the hell? Well, I guess the caliper has come all the way out of the caliper housing. And another way you can tell, if you look, unless it's leaking, because then it doesn't work. But the trick to know if you need to do your brakes without like actually taking your tire off and looking at the brakes, you can look at your your brake cylinder. Yeah, I guess it's your brake cylinder, your brake fluid holder that's above your master cylinder. But when it gets to low, my uncle taught me this trick. It's a great fucking trick, man. Like, you don't have to take your tire off to see if you need new brakes. When your brake fluid, like, it's a closed system. So there never should be fluid going anywhere unless you develop a leak. So when you have brand new brakes, your brake fluid is all the way up at full. When it gets down to, I don't think it says empty. It might say empty. But I think it says high and low. And so when it's at high, you should have brand new brakes. When it gets to low, that means you need new brakes. But I showed my brother-in-law how to do it. Didn't take very much time. And he only needed front brakes. He didn't need rear. Um, but I showed him that. And literally when we were done doing it, like I was just like lowering the jack and dropping the truck back down on its tires and shit. He turned to me and was like, "Holy shit. I can't believe it's that fucking easy to change your brakes." And I was like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like that's why I was telling you, I'll teach you how to do it. Like you'll never have to pay someone to do your brakes ever again. Which is pretty much the thing with a lot of things on your vehicle. There are a bunch of things that I wouldn't want to try to teach somebody how to do on their vehicle. Because I could probably, like, rebuild my engine. Like, if I needed new, like, main bearings, or, I don't know, if I needed to replace the heads and the head gasket, like that kind of shit, I could totally do all that shit. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things I really want to fucking do, is just take an engine that needs it, I guess, and just tear it apart completely, like every single part completely gone, and then just start with like brand new bearings, put in the crankshaft, brand new pistons, which obviously you would need new rings and oil. What do you call that? Is it a slinger? But the oil ring, the rings on the pistons, new rods, like, just do everything brand new. Like, make it a brand new engine all over again. No, like, fuck it. If you're going that far, you might as well, like, change out the cam. Like, put in a sportier fucking cam, which means now you can, like, change out your valves, which probably means you need new, valve springs. Which, shit, at that point, you might as well just get a whole new head. That'd make it a lot easier. That way you don't need a damn valve spring compressor. I don't know. That's just like a dream that I have to do. And to be perfectly honest, well, it could be the engine in my truck. It could be another engine exactly like the one in my truck, but more than likely it would probably be like an LS engine. Because according to everybody on the internet that I watch, the LS engines are cheap as hell. Like, not here. They'd be expensive as everything's fucking expensive as hell here. So I'd have to drive like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away to get it cheap. But I mean, I got a pickup, so all I need is a tire, and then we could just drop that bitch in the bed of the truck and ratchet strap it down, and then drive all the way home. And then I don't know how the hell I'd get it out of the fucking truck. I don't have a cherry picker. And my garage won't fit my truck. It's not even like I could back into the garage and then like hang something from the rafters. I can't do that. Oh, the door would be up anyway, so yeah, I definitely couldn't do that. Well, I guess I could go around all of the rafters and have it, around the door. But my truck won't fit in the garage, so that's not an option. So just to do that, I would have to buy a cherry picker. And then to do that, I'd be doing it in my fucking front yard. So it would have to kind of go down like cherry picker is where it's at, and that's where it's going to stay. Pick the engine up out of my truck, pull my truck out, and then pull the other vehicle that's getting the engine like in front of the cherry picker, and then drop the engine into the vehicle. It'd be a total pain in the ass. Although the alternative would be just throw down some coin and pave like right in front of the house. Because it's all grass in front of my house. So there's no way you're moving a fucking cherry picker in my front yard with an engine on it. Like, you can move a cherry picker in my front yard, but not when you put an engine on it. There's no fucking way. That shit would just sink right into the fucking sand, like the wheels, and it would just be permanently right there. Mm, I was thinking with like paving it, like just a pad right out front. I was thinking like, oh, we could just like go to Home Depot or whatever box store and buy like Quikrete. I think that would be like way more expensive for the amount of area that I would need. Because I would need like probably like a 10-foot, ideally by 8 foot, but it would probably be more like 6 foot. Yeah, 10 feet long, 6 feet wide. 8 feet wide would be great. But it'd probably just be cheaper to call up like the local concrete company and being like, yeah, like go out there, post up my frame and everything, and then just call them up and be like, yeah, I need a delivery over here, and then like it'd probably be way cheaper that way. I don't know what the hell it cost. I can't remember because I did work for a concrete company. That was like the most fit I was ever. That was the most hurt I was ever in my life, and the most fit that I was ever in my life. Like, well, still to this day, in my trailer, I got a 5x10 trailer out back. It's full of shit that was all in my garage. And the day it was my sister and my parents were like, let's clean out the garage. Like, there's so much stuff we don't need, which we needed. Um, but the day they cleaned that out, I remember that specifically. Like, I could just barely walk. And by barely, I mean to get like 10 feet would take me 10 minutes. Like, I could just barely fucking move. And I remember having to go to the garage and just, they would be like, what about this? And I'm like, no, definitely that does not go. Like, that has to fucking stay. Like, that shit is too expensive, or that shit is like something that I use all the fucking time. Like, like any tool, no way. Like, we're not getting rid of a fucking tool. That's like a guideline that you just never get rid of a tool. Well, it's also, what the fuck do I call that shit? That's how the universe will fuck with you. Because the very second you get rid of a fucking tool and it's out of your life, all of a sudden you need that fucking tool. Happens every fucking time. I don't know that because I've never gotten rid of a tool. Well, I had a toolbox that got broke. It was a plastic one. It was one of my first toolboxes I ever had, and it got broken on the top of it, and then rainwater got into it and rusted up a bunch of my fucking tools. I already had replacement tools, but those ones I got rid of. But they were bad rust. Like, they were like rusted together, like wrenches and shit like that. Yeah, those ones needed to be good. Well, my uncle would probably. He's got a shitload of money, but it's because he's so fucking frugal. Because I was just gonna say, like, my uncle would have taken those fucking wrenches and like taking them to a grinder or something like that and taking down all the rust and even probably like repainted the fucking things or oiled them or like soaked them in oil or some shit like that. Like he would have made those tools come back. But he's old school. I mean, he is my uncle, but I say uncle, but he is married to my dad's oldest sister. So I think he's older than her. She's 15 years older than my dad. So technically, he could have been the uncle to my dad. But he's cool as fucking shit, man. Like, I learned so much shit from him. Oh, yeah. When I first moved here, so before I moved here, I remember one of the times we would come here on vacation and stay with my cousin. And we went to and he would stay with my cousin as well. And so, um, because I think the deal was my uncle bought the property and then my cousin built the house, like paid for and built the house because he was a contractor. So I think it was technically like one of those mixed deals where like the parents and kid owned it, and this was before he got married. So oh yeah yeah yeah, and I think for a wedding gift they gave him the land, so technically he owned the whole house and land. But anyway, we would come here on vacation, and I remember one time I'm like, what the hell is that over in the carport? And they're like, that's the frame for this. It was either a 76 or a 78 Stingray Corvette. And I was like I didn't know anything about cars at that time, and I'm like, what the hell's a frame? And they're like explaining it to me, like they were doing a frame off restoration, like completely restoring this fucking Stingray. And that was like the first time I actually like got into people working with vehicles. Later on, my dad had a mechanic, and he would like, because most mechanics don't let you into like the garage bay, but this guy would let me and my dad come in there, and I would go in and just be like, "What the hell is that's a water pump? Oh, so what's that? Oh, that's an alternator." Like I would just be asking questions and shit, and then by the time I got to driving age, I had a vehicle. It broke, well, a water pump broke, and I was like, I have no clue how the fuck to replace a water pump, but I know that thing right there, like on the front of the engine, is leaking water. And so I went to the auto store and I bought a manual on how to replace everything on your vehicle, which I've bought on every vehicle since. And I looked up like how to replace your water pump. I'm like, oh, okay, it's bolts. Like, take the belt off, obviously, first, but then it's just take bolts out, remove water pump, put new water pump in, put new gasket in there, put new water pump in, put back the bolts, put back the belt, done. Like again, it's like the brakes. Like it's no longer a $200 job. Well, back in the day when I first did my first one, it was $20 I think for a water pump. Now it's probably like 50 or 60 for a water pump. But that's how I got into working on vehicles. It was like, well, Way of the Gun. One of their quotes: "Need is the ultimate monkey." I needed my vehicle. I didn't want to pay the fucking mechanic to actually do the correct job. So I was like, fuck it. I bet you I could do it. And that water pump held up until the day. Yeah, I parked that vehicle. That's right, because the transmission went out on it. Well, the cluster gear went out on it, which means I lost fifth gear and reverse because it was a manual. And so I bought a new cluster gear for $850. And I installed that bitch and it was stuck in first gear. And then took it apart again to find out that more. Oh, yeah, and I replaced bearings while I was in there too, like 2 bearings. And then I took it apart to find out why it was stuck in first gear, and there was another set of bearings that went out on it. So I bought new bearings, and then I think there was another gear that went out on it. So then I had to buy that, and I put it back together, and more bearings went out on it. So I replaced them, and it was still stuck in like first gear. And at that point, I gave it to a farmer. Which I never should have fucking done. I should have just, like, bought a new transmission. I loved that vehicle. That's my dream vehicle that I want back. Like, I'm always gonna have a pickup truck. But I want another one of them so bad. And I see it was a Jeep Cherokee. So an XJ. 2-door, 4-wheel drive, 4.0, 5-speed. It was fucking badass. I had 2 of them, an 87 AMC, and I had a 95 Chrysler Jeep. Yeah, it was an 87 AMC Jeep, because that's when American Motor Company owned them. And they got sold out in 87. This was the first batch of that year before they got sold out to Chrysler. So it was like one of the last AMCs. And then I had a 95. The 95, I swear, man, like my truck is fucking fast. Because I got a 5.7 Hemi in it. Well, that's not why. Because it's a heavy ass truck, too. But that Jeep was lightweight. And that 4.0, the 95 Jeep, holy shit. Probably one of the fastest vehicles I've ever driven. Well, no, I guess that goes back to what I was just trying to, like, talk about with the fucking Corvette, the Stingray that was getting redone. When I first moved here, my cousin was selling his house. He was building a new house. But the house, oh man, I fucking love that first house that he had. That thing was amazing. It was right on the golf course. It was right in the swamps. But it was just so great. It was like a basic beach box. And then he like built onto it, like a deck out onto it, like a big ass deck. And then he enclosed the entire deck and made that part of the house. And then he enclosed the whole underside of the house and added garages and shit and had another garage like off of there. And it was fucking badass. But so he was, when I first moved here, he was starting to build his new house, which I helped him build. So the way it worked was a guy bought his house. Well, it was like a trade kind of thing. This guy bought his house that we were moving out of. We rented his house for like 3 or 4 months while we were building my cousin's other house. And then we moved out of there and we moved into his new house. But my uncle had an 87 Corvette, and then there was that 76 or 78 Stingray Corvette. And this is the only time I ever drove a Corvette. And we needed to move them to my cousin's girlfriend's house for storage. And my uncle was like, "Yeah, go ahead. Like, why don't you just drive that one?" And I was like, "Are you sure?" Actually, no. I drove the 86. My cousin drove the older one because that was his car, and I drove my uncle's car. And it's fucking hilarious because I don't know what the fuck engine was in there. It was probably like a 5.7, 5.9 or something like that. And the was that 87 Corvette? I want to say it was whatever. Who cares? Um, so first off, I don't like driving other people's vehicles. Like I had a boss, and he had a Maserati, and was like, "Yeah, man, you want to take it for a spin?" And I was like, "No." And he had a Porsche 911 Turbo, and was like, "Yeah, you want to take it for a ride?" And I was like, "No." And he had um, what was it? Whatever the Mercedes, like the fastest Mercedes that they make with the hardtop convertible. He had one of them and asked me if I would drive it, and I was like, "No." Um, the closest I ever got to doing any of that, of driving any of those, was they would go out of town for like, I did their pool, and they would go out of town for like a month or like a month and a half or something like that. And just like my uncle, because he would have vehicles, there was only like a Sebring convertible and a Jeep Comanche 2-wheel drive pickup truck. I think it was an 87. Um, but the same thing between both of these people, where I was maintaining their property, they had, I guess it was a rule that at the very least I had to start the vehicle. Like let it run for like a half hour while I'm there maintaining the property. And but like with my boss, I refused to drive his fucking vehicles. Like they were way too expensive. I knew if I got into a wreck, it's my fault, and I could not afford that fucking repair. Like there's no way. And that was when I was making the most amount of money in my entire life. So he was always offering too, like, "You want to drive my Porsche 911 Turbo?" Yeah, I want to drive a Porsche 911 Turbo, but if some jackass fucking T-bones me, I don't want to fucking have to pay for a Porsche 911 Turbo to get fucking fixed, man. That would suck. And at the same time, I did the same thing with my vehicle. I don't want to be waiting on somebody else because it's their fault that they crashed my vehicle. And now I have to get like a rental or something like that because I can't not have a vehicle. But that's why I don't let other people drive my vehicle. My truck right now that I have, I used to let people drive that all the time, but that's when I had 3 trucks. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was getting up to grab this. What are you doing there, little dog? Yeah, this truck, I used to, I was about to say rent or lease. It wasn't anything like that. It was just lend. Oops. I would lend that fucking truck out all the fucking time. My sister would hit me up and be like, "I'm buying new furniture. I need a pickup truck to use to go get it." And I'd be like, "Yeah, keys are inside the front door. Just go over there and grab them." But when I got down to like that was my only truck, I'm like, "Ah, fuck that shit, man." And like back in the day, my parents would come and visit, and they would bring one vehicle, like either my mom's car or my dad's truck, and then my dad would go hunting. So my mom didn't have a fucking vehicle to like go grab things to make for dinner, or go hang out with my sister, or whatever the fuck she wanted to do, like getting out of the house. So I could just like leave the keys there, and she could just like grab my truck, and it was just like a loaner vehicle, really. It's got I got it with like I think 89,000 miles on it, and then I drove it to Oklahoma. Yeah, or wait, was it that time or that time? No, it was that time. Yeah, I got it with 89,000 miles. I drove it from the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to Oklahoma. And I don't mean Oklahoma City, I mean the Panhandle, like right up in the corner of the Panhandle. And then I drove it all the way back to Pittsburgh, picked up my quad, and then drove all the way back here. So it was like before I even had a license plate on the damn thing. Well, my license plate on it. I had a license plate. It was a previous owner that lived in Pennsylvania, which is funny. That was when I first got that fucking truck. So it's an '06. So that was '08 that we went to Colorado. Or to Oklahoma. That was a great trip. Wait, was that one or two? Oh, that was two. So that was that deer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause one, I flew. I got my sister to drive me to the airport up in Virginia, and I flew out of Virginia. I think I went to I went to Atlanta, and then from it. Wait, yeah, that's a lot of fucking shit. Or did I go? I don't know. I can't remember. Either I went to Atlanta or I didn't, but I went out of Norfolk. I ended up in Dallas Fort Worth, and then I went to Oklahoma City, and I got picked up in Oklahoma City because my dad flew as well, and his buddy, because we were like way up in the Panhandle, but his buddy had business that had to happen in Oklahoma City. So him and his wife drove to Oklahoma City in two different cars, left one at the airport. I don't know how the hell we got the fucking keys. Maybe mailed them to my dad or some shit. But I just remember I showed up in Oklahoma City and my dad was in my dad's buddy's car. We hopped in that some bitch and he drove all the way to my dad's buddy's house. But that one was fucking hilarious. I have it somewhere. I don't know where the hell it's at. But what the fuck was that called? The Greyhound Diaries. Um, shit, I can't remember who it was. It was a comedian that did it, but it was just like a bunch of pictures and this guy talking about like what was going on, and it was fucking hilarious, man. It was like all kind of crazy shit happening. It was pretty much him going from like coast to coast on a Greyhound bus, and like shit happening like the whole way, and it was just fucking hilarious, and I loved it. So when I went to Oklahoma, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna record everything that happens. And it's literally just like 9:46, waiting for my flight that was supposed to happen at 7 o'clock. Still hasn't got, the plane still hasn't got here, let alone deboarded. 10:07, like the bathroom like reeks really bad. Like just like every detail that I could put in there about the whole thing. It's actually kind of funny. I should make a video about that if I can find that shit. I don't think I have any pictures to put in there, but the funny thing is just recalling the writing that I did, I have like snapshots in my mind of what was going on at the time. Like I remember sitting next to the bathroom, because for some reason the bathroom was like right next to where you board the plane. So that would have to be Norfolk. But yeah, there was all kind of funny shit that happened there, man. Nice. Man, I've never had a I've never had a company more aggressively try to get me to use their company than Uber Eats. But at the same time, I've I'm pretty what the fuck is this on the floor for? Not that it needs to be sitting there. I've never had more refunds from any company than Uber Eats, man. Whoops. I'm pretty sure every single order I've ever ordered from Uber Eats got refunded. And unlike DoorDash, I will give Uber Eats this. They fuck up every single order, but they give 100% refund. Whereas DoorDash is like, fuck that. Like, we'll give you $10. Like, yeah, you spent 20, but we'll give you 10. Which makes me kind of want to use Uber Eats again. But I don't want my order to be fucked up. Because it's always like the complete wrong thing. Or they deliver it to like the wrong address. Like they'll deliver it to some person like a couple streets over. But to keep messaging me with like 50% off your order, or, you know, the last one, I think it was like 25 bucks off your next 3 orders, kind of fucking thing. Or no, 20.
Finding Claymore!
It was something off of your next order of $20 or more.
Incoming! Changing mag!
Pretty much.
We have the lead. Friendly UAV on station.
Subtext incoming!
UAV standing by. We've lost the lead.
Target eliminated!
Damn it.
Standing by.
Let that slide.
SAE on the way.
Bloodthirsty bitch. Ah, damn it.
The
Changing
enemy has the
mags!
lead. SAE standing by.
¡Serás pendejo! ¡Fíjate a dónde disparas, idiota! Throwing his gun! Changing mags!
Oh, damn it. Ah, I'm glad I got that bald dude.
Take a seat.
I mean, I'm bald, but this bald dude at work today was pissing me the fuck off. Like, I needed something. For some reason, we're like at a deficit. We don't have enough of these things. God damn you. But I needed one, and he was like, yeah, I don't know where it's at. Meanwhile, it was in his fucking department. He took it, he put it there, he buried it under a bunch of fucking shit. And then I ended up fucking finding it eventually. Like, me and my boss both were like on the lookout, like trying to find this fucking thing. And it took like half the day to get that fucking thing. But I don't know, he was in the
You're halfway to mission. Lost the lead. Quick fix activated. We have the lead.
Requesting close air! Target marked!
Friendly cruise missile deployed.
This one's dead! Throwing stun grenade! Requesting close air! Target marked!
Copy. Barrel 6
Switching max!
inbound for good hit.
Switching mag.
Changing mags!
Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile care package in this sector.
Angel.
strike on the way.
Oh, you bastard. Oh, is that...
Look around. Big tank. Nice
UAV
signal.
overhead.
Hostile sighted. I'm reloading. Sound taxi coming.
Covering your
Hostile SAE near your position. Hostile counter UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active.
Oh shit. Sensor deployed.
Online. Важня, hostiles deployed the cap. We've got them on the run. Keep it up. Hostile UAV in the sector.
Got eyes on a target.
Hostile captain UAV is active. Our UAV is orbiting the area. Hostile UAV active. Mission is complete. Good work.
Wait, you're happy about that? Whoa, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. Whack my fucking mouse. Whacking it into shit. Oh, dude, I did better than half their team. That's pretty cool. Oh, what the fuck? Damn it. You're whacking with your tail, like, clicked on a fucking video. This was just my subscriptions. Dude, I can't wait to watch that fucking video. Holy shit, it's got almost 70,000 views in 30 minutes. Holy, oh, that was only an hour and 7 minutes? He did a... Oh, yeah, it was on the secondary channel. It was only an hour and 7 minutes. I thought it was 10 hours. Actually, I thought it was 12 hours. But it says an hour and 7:59. He's got 164,000 views on it, streamed 5 hours ago. Wait, how's that? Oh, because, yeah, it has to render. Because I watched it when it started yesterday. It was like this time. It's the month of freedom. So Cletus McFarland like does a video every single day, and that was one of his yesterday. Well, I guess he did a live stream as well, but he did a video yesterday about they're like gonna jack up a Crown Victoria and put it up on jack stands and make it go 100 mph and just like lock the pedal in and just let it go for as long as it'll go. Like come back out, like refill it with fuel and stuff like that. They had it next to the gas pump, which they have a gas pump there at the Freedom Factory, and so they could just like fill up the fucking thing every, so often. And Oh wait, there is more info on that video. They changed the title. Crown Vic on Jack Stand goes 100 mph until something happens. But the latest one is our experiment failed miserably. Only 30 hours in. Jack Stand's truck looks insane. So I don't know. They're showing a fire with the Crown Vic. So I wonder if that's what it was. What's up? What are you doing? You need to. All right. So you need to lick your asshole. All right, and I'm sure you want to like lick me. Oh yeah, there you go. Your mouth is on my wrist. That's fucking gross. Oh shit. I know I poured another one. Um, Chill out, boo. What the hell is up with you? I've never seen you do that. And like every time, oh Jesus Christ, don't fucking. Every time I've seen you with your mouth open and your tongue hanging out, it's like hanging off to the side now. What the fuck are you doing? Let me guess, you were licking your asshole too, and now you wanna. What up? What are you doing? Huh? Come on. Come on. Come on. No, don't be sniffing her ass. Jeez, man. What are you doing? That was only a medium yawn. Alright, hang on, hang on. What you doing, boo? Hmm? For one of the quietest dogs, you make so much noise. Like, all your noises are like little snorts. And what appears to be wheezes. You're so funny, man. Like, you barely ever bark. When you do bark, it's hilarious. Because you have, like, one of the funniest barks ever of any dog. Not you. Your bark sucks. Your whimpering sucks, too. Keppers doesn't whimper. She gets frustrated and she just bites at her dog bed. Chill out. That was still a medium yawn. If that was even a yawn, that didn't even didn't make small status. Don't look at me like that. Stop. Stop. So funny. Come on, stop hitting me with your tail. She's just over here making little grunt noises, like, uh, uh, uh. She's hilarious, man. She like almost never makes any noise. If she sees like a possum on the back deck, like she'll bark. But that's like pretty much. Well, she thinks she sees things in the front yard, so she'll bark at that shit. But that's like it. Like other than that, she like almost never makes noise. This one, Jesus, man. Put her in her kennel and come back to her. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes later. It doesn't matter if it's 8 hours later. Holy crap. She whines and cries so fucking much. And then if you tell her to shut the fuck up, she gets all pissed off and starts barking at you. I should totally smoke that happy. But I'm not. Holy fuck. I got 36% left on my battery. Or on my phone, I mean. I guess on the battery on my phone. There it is. Do quick play. I don't even remember what the hell's on here. I think it's like everything on like the whole array of maps. Is that a correct term? Array? Well, an array is a bunch. So, yeah, I guess that would be a good term. I love when she does that. She's upside down on the couch with her head hanging off of the couch, like almost to the floor. And she's just laying nipples up. So cute. The funny thing is, like, that's like when she does that, that's the most amount of white that you're gonna see on her. Because when she is actually standing on her legs, like most of the back of her and some of her head are all black. So when she does that shit, you're just like, whoa, is that a different dog? Oh, no, 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 no. That's just that one upside down. Oh, this thing has a laser? What the hell is this garbage?
Kill confirmed. Eliminate targets and secure their tags.
What's your mark?
so funny how there's always a teammate that collects. Well,
Covering
either
your six.
teammate or like enemy guy that collects your fucking
Fire!
tag. Oh, I left.
Hardline activated.
Ah. Was that no. What the fuck is that called? Star of David? Ah, damn it.
Gunner on station.
Ah, damn it.
Our counter UAV is active. Friendly UAV on station.
Oh, damn it. Ugh. That was lame.
Approaching your six!
Friendly UAV online. Friendly care package on the way. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
With you till the end.
Friendly Overwatch helo in the area. Quick
Fire!
six. Friendly UAV on station.
Enemy contact!
What's your back?
Took a round!
Moving here.
buck?
The mission is half complete. Finish it.
Enemy incoming!
Confirmed. Enemy KIA. Inbound friendly SAE. Friendly cruise missile approaching target.
Look around!
Friendly UAV online. Hostile UAV overhead.
Throw a grenade! Reloading.
Hostile UAV active. EKIA confirmed.
Grenade! Wolf! What's your back? Enemy in the area.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Don't do that again.
Boom. 3 in a row. Damn it. I know I should have looked somewhere else.
Popping DDoS!
Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostiles launched a cruise missile.
Got the sniper!
Boom! Dualies.
Requesting recon in my location.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Hostile UAV overhead. One minute remaining.
Switching back!
UAV exiting the AO.
They tapped me! Relax!
30 seconds remain. Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Damn it! What the fuck? I
Where's your
can't
breath?
hit shit.
10 seconds remaining. Hostile mortar strike in the area.
Enemy incoming! I'm with you.
Victory secure. Good fighting.
On my feet, you weirdo. Yeah. 41%. Holy shit. No. What? How are they fucking gone? I know, that's how I feel. Right after I said how she doesn't make a lot of noise. What? I literally got them last night. Damn it, overnight it disappeared. What was the other one? What is it? Makes me want to hit up fucking Taco Bell because they got the nacho fries back again. Nacho fries are the shit. 7-layer fries were great too. Fuck it, I've gone this far. Or wait. Wait. With chili cheese fries at Wendy's. Some of the, like, well, at least on the app, like, some of the things that you can add extra is, like, Applewood smoked bacon, 3 pieces for $1.13, which actually is, like, a really good price, because bacon's expensive as fuck, man. But, so, 3 pieces, $1.13. Or you could add 2 pieces for $1.25. What the hell is that? Like, why aren't they at least reversed? Like, 2 pieces $1.13, 3 pieces $1.25. Nope. On the description for these chili cheese fries, it says easy to love, hard to beat. That gives me so much doubt in them. Especially when you get to like the extras. The bacon I get. The two different, well, I don't get the price, but like the bacon I get. But ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, honey mustard, ranch, sweet and sour, cheddar cheese sauce. I get that one. And that one apparently is free. And then the ghost pepper ranch sauce, which is 19 cents, but I get that every fucking chance I get. Because half the time they don't fucking deliver it. No, blaming DoorDash. It's Wendy's. They just didn't throw it in the bag. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Hell yes. Friggin' bring me food. It's the cool, like, I don't know. I've been around computers and stuff like that. Shit. Since like 80, I don't know, like 85, something like that. Like I've been time. But not so much Uber Eats because they fuck up every goddamn order that I make on there. But DoorDash, that's like the coolest computing thing that I've ever fucking seen. Like you can have a bunch of drinks and then you don't have to get a DUI and have food just brought to your fucking house. It just shows up. And the drivers all fucking know me. Like the dude 2 days ago said, what the fuck did he say? Thomas, it's been a while. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I've ordered, like, from DoorDash, like, 4 times out of the last 4 days. Last night, I can't remember if that was the dude's chick or if it was a different chick. But she knew me. Holy shit. Dude, I made my order. They're, like, already at Wendy's, like, picking my shit up. Do a shipment then. I don't think, or no, I had a prescription I picked up at CVS. But they'll deliver shit from CVS. Like, I've never, like, really been in a CVS. I was, and I went to, like, the prescription thing and was like, I have a prescription. It was amoxicillin. So, like, penicillin. And they were like, yeah, it'll just take a couple minutes. Sit there. And I was like, okay. And I did, and then got my prescription. Like, all right, I'm out. And I, like, never bought anything else at the place. But I can get that shit delivered. And I can get PetSmart delivered. Other than that, I'm down to 7-Eleven, Wendy's, Taco Bell, McDonald's. Like, they won't even go up north and grab me some Hardee's. I wouldn't even bitch about how cold it was when it got here. They would get me some Hardee's. Their ham and cheese is so fucking good. Or they won't go down. Oh wait, I forgot to hit the button. It's like almost 20 miles away, but they won't go down there to get some turkey taco. Yeah, there's no hut. You know, whenever they have like a KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all in one kind of thing. It's not that. It's just the KFC and the Taco Bell. But that's like 20 miles away, and they won't deliver that shit. They won't deliver me Five Guys. They won't deliver me the Mexican food. They won't deliver the Asian food, like the Chinese or the... What is that other shit? I don't know. It seems expensive, so maybe it's Japanese. What's up, Psycho? What was your bad dream? Was it like a bad dream, or was it just one that, like, it was bad in the moment dream?
Kill confirmed.
Throwing grenades!
Kill the enemy and collect their tags.
Looks like it's as bad in the moment all the time,
Look
but
alive!
I actually think they're kind of interesting. Damn it! What the hell is wrong with my shooting?
Got something! Target sighted!
Reloading! It's dead.
We've lost the lead.
Christ, man.
Taking the lead. Hardline online.
Boom, bitch.
Hostile Overwatch helo in the area. Hostile Overwatch in the area. Enemy UAV active.
Right through my fucking teammate. Come on, one more. Boom, sucker!
Hostile gunship overhead.
Oh no.
Got your six!
Hostile source.
Ah, eat some bitch.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Target sighted!
Ah! Kia ora.
Chain your six.
Lame. I did forage.
Incoming! The enemy is close.
Our UAV is orbiting the area. The enemy's gaining ground. Push them back. Hostile cruise missile incoming. Enemy UAV active.
Effective fire!
Multiple movers!
Changing mags!
Oh, what the fuck?
Target
Oh,
sighted.
you bastard.
Target down!
Orbiting the area.
Multiple movers!
Friendly cruise missile approaching target.
I didn't have to notice that you guys standing right
Friendly
there.
UAV on station.
Ah, lame. Oh shit.
Trophy system out!
Friendly UAV online.
Threat neutralized.
I'm getting lit up!
We've taken the lead. We've lost the lead.
You are lucky I was here. Multiple movers spotted.
Ah. Lame.
Enemy in the area!
Ah, damn it. Nice.
Mission failed. Return to base.
What the fuck was that? Oh, this fucking person. It's 17. fuck is that going? Alright, I'm gonna stop for now. I don't know, maybe this chick is like making a delivery to somebody else. I don't know why she wouldn't have stopped here first, because she passed right past my fucking house. But I'm gonna go get that shit and I'm gonna play some more.